Hey guys, my name is Krista. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about how I make an hourly wage from home, or more importantly, how you guys can make some extra cash from home. I know this is really off topic from couponing, but as I've been talking to some of you in emails and private messages, a lot of you have told me your situation, and I think that this could really help some of you guys make some extra cash. And not only that, the holidays, it is approaching the end of September already, which is crazy. But the holidays are coming up. Stores are already putting out their Christmas merchandise and so on. So I thought it was a perfect time to make this video. I used to actually do this as full-time employment, but as I've picked up more side hustles along the way, I don't do it so much anymore, and not because it's not wonderful. I mean, I really do think it's a great way to make extra cash. I just sometimes make more money from the other things that I do. So, to give you guys a little bit of backstory, my husband and I were living in Tennessee. We moved back to West Virginia, where I was born and raised, actually almost exactly 2 years ago. When we moved here, we knew that there were not going to be a lot of jobs. And a lot of the jobs that are in the area are places like McDonald's or Wendy's or Walmart, unless, of course, you have, a college education, unless you're a doctor or a coal miner. So I did have some experience in phone sales. So I actually ended up finding a job where I was working from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m., 6 or 7 days a week. I made really good paychecks sometimes. Sometimes my paychecks were as high as $3,000 for a week, which is amazing without a college education. But sometimes they weren't always that high. When you work in sales, you work based on commission. The money wasn't important to me. It was more of the time I was spending away from my family. And as I got older and realized I was buying a house, and my whole life was perfect except that I never got to see my family, which didn't make it so perfect, I decided to quit my job and find a legitimate way to make some cash from home. Now, if you guys ever looked at work-at-home jobs, most of them are kind of scammy, or they are scams. They want you to pay some type of money to work, and my philosophy was I was never going to pay money to make money unless it was my own business. I looked around on the internet, a bunch of different sites, and I actually, made profiles on some of them. One of the sites that I made a profile on was Upwork.com. I never expected that making that profile would go anywhere for me. Actually, I think it was a week and a half later, from the time that I made the profile, I got an email saying that someone had asked me to apply for their job on Upwork.com. It was actually a job just Googling the churches in California, a specific set of churches actually, and putting them into a spreadsheet with the phone number and address. I did it 6 to 8 hours, and I think I made something like $12 an hour, which is decent considering you don't have to leave the house. So I did that job successfully, and one of the cool things I learned about Upwork.com is that as long as you download their app and record your time as they ask you to, if the company that you work for doesn't pay you, the site actually ensures your payment. So they make sure no matter what, you will get paid as long as you do what they ask. I actually did that job successfully, and the lady who I did the job for gave me a really great review on Upwork.com. I believe she said something like she would recommend me to anyone, and it was done in a timely fashion, so on and so on. So I started receiving job offers in my email almost every single day. I did work full-time from Upwork.com for several months. It was amazing, guys. There are a lot of pros to this, to working from home, especially hourly. Now, on the website Upwork.com, you don't necessarily even need really great skills. I helped my mom get a job on there handwriting letters, which is crazy. But if you do have some really good skills and training, you can get really good jobs and really high-paying jobs. As I said, there are some pros and cons. Some of the pros are, you know, you save tons of money, even if you take a little bit of a pay cut to work from home. I found that I was actually still making pretty good money, considering that I didn't have to have gas for the car, the wear and tear on my car. The job that I had, I was driving around to different big box retailers like Walmart and Sam's Club and places like that, and sometimes I would drive hours away. So I was saving a lot of wear and tear on my car. Daycare, a lot of the times when I worked on Upwork.com, I would just work the hours that my husband was home so he could watch the kids, and I would work. So definitely a lot of pros. You don't have to worry about going out to buy your lunch, business attire. There are some cons to working from home as well. You have to be a really motivated person. Sometimes it's not easy to get up every single day and be as motivated as you would if you had an outside office. And not only that, you really sometimes, or at least especially for me, I know you guys see me a lot of the times, I don't wear makeup, I'm still in my pajamas. You really get used to living the laptop lifestyle, and sometimes it's hard to want to go out in public for me now. It's $10.99, so they do not take taxes out of your check. You're responsible for paying your own taxes. I want to tell you guys a little story real quick. I actually worked for someone on Upwork.com who had me post a job on Upwork.com, and the only requirement that we had for the job was that someone who was English speaking, who had good English speaking skills. We were going to hire anyone that applied to the job that had good English speaking skills. And it actually took us about 2 weeks, I think, till we found someone who actually did have good English speaking skills. So a lot of the times people from other countries are getting on this website and applying for jobs. And if someone is looking for someone who is really good at English speaking, it's hard to find. So it may seem in the big grand scheme of things that it might be hard for you to find a job when other people have been on this site for a long time, or they may have more experience than you. But sometimes people, like the employer I was working for, doesn't care. They just want someone who is so there are all kinds of different jobs on Upwork.com, from web development to handwriting letters to telemarketing to phone sales to people wanting you to call real estate owners, people who own houses, and just asking them simple questions. Guys, I know this sounds crazy, and I know it's almost like, I mean, this Upwork should pay me to be a spokesperson for them, because it's really changed my life and the way my family lives, and how I can just stay at home and actually make a living without having to pay any money or doing anything crazy. Some of the employers on there, there's just a whole bunch of employers hiring for different types of jobs. It's really something that if you wanted to do, you'd have to just create a profile and go on there and look for yourself and see what you specifically are interested in doing. I think the site does take a little bit of practice and navigation at first, but once you get used to it, it's easy as can be, especially if you're willing to make telephone calls. I mean, guys, you can easily make 15 bucks an hour just making telephone calls, like seriously, without any previous experience even. You may not start out at that wage. You could easily be at $15 an hour just in a little bit of time. I just wanted to mention that to you guys. If you guys want more ways or more things that I do to make extra money from home legitimately, let me know in the comments of this video. If you have any questions about this topic, feel free to put them in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you haven't already subscribed, I hope you will. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much. If you like these types of videos, or again want more ideas to make money from home legitimately, please again let me know in the comments. I'm happy to even do some research for you guys and find you some more options. Bye guys, thanks for watching.